Guys, a very good evening to you all. Let's wait for a few minutes. Let everyone join the session, then we'll start the session.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. So let's wait for a few minutes. Let everyone join the session, then we'll continue it. Guys, let's wait for 1 or 2 more minutes. And let me know. Have you sent all the outputs in the WhatsApp group? It's for everyone. Are you guys done with your task? Yesterday's task?
Yes, sir, I have done it.
It's Rudraksh.
Yes, sir, I am Rudraksh.
Okay. Yeah, I received your message along with the code. What about others, guys? You guys are not doing anything, like you're not performing the task. All right, guys, let's start the session now. So let me talk about today. I'm going to talk about the HTML forms. Okay. So guys, an HTML form is used to collect user input. Like the user input is most often sent to a server for processing, right? So here we use form element that is used to create an HTML form for user input. Okay, actually, this element is a container for different types of input elements, such as like say text fields, then comes checkboxes, radio buttons, submit uh, buttons, uh, and so on, let's say etc. Right? Then comes your input element. That is the most used form element, right? Can be displayed in many ways. Okay, depending on the type attribute. Like input type text. Okay, instead of text it's radio. Then comes checkbox. Then submit. then button. Okay, so guys, take like this input type text like displays a single line text input field. Okay, then radio displays a radio button like for selecting one of many choices. Then comes checkbox. This displays a checkbox like for selecting zero or more of many choices. Submit is for like displays a submit button for submitting the form, and button it's a clickable button. Okay, so let's go
Sir,
for
can you repeat radio buttons?
sorry
Can you repeat? Can you tell me about radio again?
radio button.
Yes.
You asking about the radio button,
Yes, 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 sir. Radio.
guys? Like you guys can select one of many choices. Like there are if there are four choices, you guys can select one at a time. We can say
Okay, sir.
male or female option. You can either select male or female. Okay,
And what is different between radio and checkbox, sir?
sorry, I'm not getting your voice properly.
Sir, I'm asking what is the difference between radio and checkbox?
Like radio button is you can select one at a time, and checkbox is you can select many at a time, like two or more than two or three or four options at a time, right?
Okay, sir.
We're gonna cover an example also, so don't worry about that. We'll get to know how to use it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. First, let's use the text. So body, it's let's say H2. So text input fields. Then comes form. Then label tag for F name. First name. Okay. Then I'm gonna close label also here. Then let's use a break tag just to switch to the another line. Then input type, first example I'm gonna take. Okay. ID, F name, name, F name, value, let's say Jatin. Again, I'm gonna use break tag. The same thing, let's use. This is for the F name. Then let's take last name. label close, input type text, lname, id, name, lname, value, Sharma. Let's close the form. Let's add a p tag. This is a form. This is input type. Text. Okay. Just hold on a second. Let's close p tag. Let's check the output, guys. Of the Google form. So see, it's a text. It's working, right? Just because we align the text also over here. Value we assigned over here. First name value is Jatin and last name value is Sharma, right? That's how it works. Okay, guys. Told you about this thing. Now let me explain. Let me explain you label tag also. Guys, like this tag defines a label for many form elements. So label element is useful for screen reader users because the screen reader will read out loud the label when the guys, one thing, like if you guys want to attend the session, kindly attend this, like kindly join at a time. Just because you are again logging in and logging out, logging in and logging out, then messaging in the WhatsApp group like I'm unable to join the session. If you're gonna have fun in this session, then do one thing. You'll be having the recorded session after the session. So kindly behave loud. The label, right? When the user, let's say, focus on the input element. Okay. And let's say one more thing, like element, this label element also helps users who have difficulty clicking on very small regions such as radio buttons or checkboxes, because when the user clicks the text box within the label element, it toggles the radio button or checkbox. Okay, so here the for uh, attribute of the label tag should be equal to the ID attribute of the input element to bind them together. Okay, so these are the things. Now let's go for the radio buttons. Okay, form input type. Uh, let's say input type radio ID male name gender value male. Okay, now uh, label uh, for male. Okay, it's male, then break tag is there. Okay, female, gender, female, label for female, it's female. Okay. Then comes other, gender, other, other. Now this is radio button, guys. You can select one at a time. Okay. One out of three at a time.
Okay, sir.
Now let's talk about check boxes. Okay. Hmm. B, the strong input type checkbox let's close strong defines a checkbox. Okay. Now, guys, after this, like form input type, okay, it's checkbox ID vehicle 1, V1, vehicle 1 and its bike, label for V1, it's then brake tag, it's V2, V2, card. Okay, let's say I have a bike. I have a car. V3. Let's say it's boat. V3. I have a boat. Guys, you can select one or more options at a time. Now it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now the last one. Uh, is your submit button that defines a button for submitting the form data to a form handler. Okay, and the form handler is typically a file on the server with a script for processing input data. Okay, and form handler is specified in the form's action attribute. Okay, let's take the same code after this. HTML forms. Okay, first name is this, last name is this, and after last name it's Sharma, na? It's double break tag, and I'm gonna use input type. Submit value is your uh, this submit, and form is closed, and now we are having the submit button. If you guys want to add action, so you guys can add action over here for file handler. So for form data, right? It's action, like any action page. Dot any PHP page. It's like that only. Okay, if you are having it. So yes. Otherwise, if you want to create a form like this, the basic point, so that's how you create it. Is that okay till now, guys? Just let me know.
Yes, sir.
So after this, I told you about there are few elements, right? Let me write you a few elements. HTML form elements. Okay. Okay, guys. So this form element can contain one or more of the like elements out there. So first is your input, then comes your label, then comes your select, then comes your text area, then comes your button, then comes your field set, then comes your legend, then comes your data list, then comes your output, then comes your option, then comes your op group. Okay, so guys, here option elements, like element defines an option that can be selected, right? By default, the first term in the drop down list is selected, and like to define pre-selected option, add the selected attribute to the option. Now I'm talking about the visible values, that uses the size attribute to specify the number of valuable size. Okay, let me tell you one more thing about this.